Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the hire purchase contract. Now, the hire purchase contract is between two parties. Remember, every single contract has got at least two parties involved. So the two parties that are involved are the seller and the buyer. Remember, it's a hire purchase. Someone is buying something and someone is selling it. What is interesting about the hire purchase is you're buying the goods now, you pay a deposit plus a monthly installment for a number of years or months until it is fully paid for. So the goods only belong to you, the buyer, once you have paid that final installment, right? So you do not own that asset. It only becomes yours once that final payment has been made. So if anything goes wrong during that period that you're paying it, the seller can come and repossess that item if you haven't paid for it. There's some pictures here on the screen about fridges or a gas stove or a microwave where you see they ask for deposits and then monthly payments every single month. You tend to pay more because of the interest that is incurred. So the hirer is aware of their responsibilities. They've got to look after the goods. They've got to make those repayments. They've got to make sure that before they actually take final ownership of it, it has been inspected and everything still works. This contract allows lower income groups to acquire necessary assets that they don't normally have the money for. So in my case, when we buy a car for my family, we buy it on HP, on hire purchase. We pay a deposit, and then every month for the next 4 years, we pay it off. And only when we finish paying it off do we actually own that vehicle. Now, the laws that are in place to protect a hire purchase is the National Credit Act as well as the Consumer Protection Act. So it's all about making sure people are not being charged too much for something that they're buying on credit, and it's also about protecting you, the buyer's interests. The rights and duties of the parties in a hire purchase are that the hirer is allowed to pay the amount off before the due date. So if you all of a sudden get extra cash, you can pay more than what you normally would have been. The hirer is allowed to return the goods, but there will be a penalty that they'll need to pay, right? If the hirer does not pay the installments, the owner may terminate that contract and then repossess the goods, but no monies will be refunded. So sometimes you'll see houses or cars that are going on auction. It's because the buyer didn't pay it off, and now the owner is trying to get as much money as they can for whatever is left of that asset. And that is the end of hire purchase. I hope it's helped.